Yeah, what's up? What's good? What's happening? Welcome to the King and Me Show. I'm one half of this thing, King.
Hey y'all, it's me, Michelle. How y'all doing?
We here at the King and Me Show attempt to offer a real outlook on a healthy relationship, real being relatable,
Entertaining
accountable.
and loving.
We have graciously made it through our first month of cohabitation.
I loved it.
How are we going to grade this from A through F? On three, we'll say 1, 2, 3, and then give our grade. Y'all, the way she looking at me, this is unscripted. That is the thing about this show. We don't have a script. We have a general idea, but we're just going to go with the flow. So, grade our first month as honest as you can. We'll say 1, 2, 3, and then the grade. No pluses or minuses. Nah, let's spice it up. Pluses and minuses can be included.
Okay.
All right. 1, 2, 3, B
A.
minus.
What you said?
B minus.
A B minus?
A B
So that's
minus.
a C.
A C's a C.
Well,
A
no.
C plus is a C.
No, so like once you get, so like an A minus is like an 89. A B minus is like a 79, 78.
What type of a school system are we in 2026? A minus has always been a 90 through like a 93.
Wait, am I wrong? Because I didn't go to a school that had that stuff, so I don't know.
You're an educator now.
We
what
don't
am
have
I
that.
teaching now?
My school doesn't have that. I think the school your daughter went to did, but my school doesn't have that.
How is it that
We're
two
just a
schools
flat A.
in the same school system?
They do a lot of pilot things at that school that they don't do at other schools.
That's what's wrong with our education system today. What up, y'all? Thanks for tuning in. This is how we'll start. So, all right. So you said an A minus.
No, I said an A.
Oh, you said a flat out A.
Yeah.
See, what up, Wayne Edgerton? He said, "Hello. Let's see if I can get this up on the screen." No, I thought I had it fixed. Actually,
No, I don't know why that just made me.
it was working earlier. Man, all right. So I hope I don't mess this up. Here we go.
So a percentage range, all right, it's saying 80 to 82.
Okay.
Why you put it so low? Goodness gracious.
Hear me out, though.
All right, I'm listening. In the meantime, while he's telling us why he ranked so low in comparison to me, who like basically gave it a whole letter grade higher, let's go ahead and take a look at the calendar for the month of June. So it says working, waiting, wishing.
Okay.
Pictures, pictures, pictures.
Let me see this. Yep. Okay, we're not on June. Oh, there we go. That is not June.
That is not June. Happy June, y'all.
All right. This is various pictures. I see one of these. We're both wearing the college shirts.
Yeah.
All right. Good deal. Hey, we look good in these photos.
We did. We were matching in every photo, so I love it.
So, B minus. We had a rough couple of days within those days. And it was
And that took you down to a B
yes.
minus? A B minus.
A whole almost entire holiday weekend was spent getting us back on track.
It wasn't the holiday weekend.
It wasn't the whole week before the holiday weekend then. Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Wait, when was the holiday weekend
The
then?
holiday weekend was last weekend. Wait, was it?
Oh, no,
Look,
it was the
all
holiday
these days are
weekend.
running together.
Or maybe it's because I had 2 3-day weekends back to back.
Yeah, this is May, right?
It's gonna be
So why
May.
did I say 18th? I don't think it was the 18th.
It was the holiday weekend. The holiday
Oh, it was
weekend.
the holiday
Yes,
weekend.
ma'am. It was the holiday
So where did I
weekend.
get the 18th from? Yeah, it was.
So,
But it wasn't the whole 3-day week, the whole holiday weekend. It was 2 days. Well, no, it was 2.5 days, but part of that was
of a holiday weekend.
okay, sir. But it started on the Thursday. We digress.
No, we are.
It started on the Thursday. When you're saying part of a holiday weekend, you would assume that it was like a large portion. It was the Friday and a good portion of the Saturday, but the Sunday and the Monday, we were fine.
Yes, yes, you are correct on that. But still, who wants to start off their holiday weekend with a bit of a disagreement? This is something that we actually had a revelation. We haven't really argued. I don't think we've argued.
No, we
don't
argue.
We have had some disagreements, which in a relationship, let's just be honest. I used to think relationships don't have to be the way people are making it out to be and things like that. But the thing about it is this: when you have two different personalities, there are things that are going to require some communication on.
I think one of the greatest things that I've heard people say is that when you come together with another person, you are also coming together with their families, their past, and everything like that. So, as much as you think that like that stuff isn't going to impact you, it is going to impact you. And I think that to an extent, was something that I guess King and I figured that because we had been together for so long, um, that stuff wouldn't impact us, but our upbringings definitely came into play. And the funny thing is, it wasn't even for something. It wasn't even because like we clashed on how to store things in the house or something like that. Like the when I say our upbringings, it's it's parental stuff. It's like when you boil down to it, it's parental stuff. Our upbringing on parental stuff. It wasn't because I like the house clean and he's like a messy pot or something like that. Like,
a messy pot.
but that's not what the disagreement was about. It was definitely the way that I put it is what we argued about
we had a disagreement
what we had a disagreement about was more so related to others and not us, if that helps at all.
That was very vague.
It was very vague. I mean, unless you want me to go into details, it wasn't about King, it wasn't about Michelle. It was about the way that King and Michelle were raised and how our values were a little bit different. So at the core, it didn't rock us and our relationship together. It just caused us to have to sit and think about how we were raised.
Favorite pizza? Go pepperoni.
Vegan pepperoni.
Specifically, if I'm going to go to a place and get it, I mean, there's a lot of like mom and pop places around here that do have some good pizza. But if we're talking chain, I prefer Pizza Hut over Domino's.
And for me, because I'm vegan, we have a local place here that's called Pretzel Pizza Creation. I love getting their vegan pepperoni pizza because A, it's vegan pepperoni, vegan cheese, pretzel crust, and I can get them to put like a little bit of sauce because I have acid reflux, I have GERD, so I cannot have a lot of tomato sauce. So I like to get it with very, very little tomato sauce on it. And if we're talking a chain, I will go with either And Pizza or Mod because they both have, I prefer And Pizza. They have vegan options.
I need you to continue talking while I see if I fix the chat for our side for the King and
So
Me stuff.
again, hearing that he said a B minus is like heartbreaking because I shed blood, sweat, and tears in our move. Okay. So the sweat and the tears, yes, there was some crying during our disagreement. The sweat come on, that move, like it did bring a lot out of me. But then the blood, y'all look at my hand. So last week, was it last week? It was
It was.
Thursday. I was trying to separate. I had 2 turkey burgers in my hand, frozen turkey burgers in my hand for King. And I had a knife here and I was trying to like turn it so that they could pop apart. But I dug in too deep and ended up going through my little hand. So I have stitches in my hand that are going to be with me until next week. Um, did we go live on the wrong one?
No, well, sort of.
Okay. That are going
We'll make it work.
That are going to be with me until Saturday. So I'm a little bit sad, but it is what it is.
So what happened is on our channel, it's what last stream's topic is. On W.T.F Nation Radio, it's the right one. So I'll just have to do some post edit stuff to fix things.
Okay.
Which is fine. We'll make it work.
Okay.
Pivot.
I don't know. You said we're a B minus.
B minus. Like Wayne Anderson said, B minus is still a passing grade. Just saying.
When you're an A student, a B minus is not.
All right. So for those of y'all that are commenting over on the King and Me show, we're not going to be able to display it, but we do see the chat. So shout out to Tarika is in the building. Said, how are we doing? She asked about your hand, which you just told her about. The hand's fine. Although
You don't know my hand is fine. You haven't checked on me today. I'm kidding. I'm so kidding. He's checked on me the whole time. He was my ride to the urgent care. He has been, when he was here, because he did abandon me this weekend. So
I did.
The love of his life sitting here profusely bleeding, and he abandoned me for the entire weekend and left me to fend for myself for 2 nights. And it was extremely difficult because he also didn't want me touching any knives. So you don't want me touching any knives. How am I supposed to cut an apple when I need them finely sliced and the apple cutter is not going to do it? So, yes.
You call a neighbor. Phone a friend.
All right. Ayo, can you come over here real quick and just cut this apple for me?
Sure, absolutely. I'll be 5 houses down. I love her. She's awesome.
I love you too, baby.
All right, y'all. Today's topic, the right topic, provider, protector.
It's a little bit delayed.
There is a delay. Come on. See, we need the new.
That's not what we need. We need you to stop touching stuff. Just let stuff run.
It's the tech. We need new tech.
It's not the tech.
Yes.
It's not the tech.
Look, it is the tech. How can it not be the tech?
Because it was fine until you started touching stuff.
Provider, leader, protector. Do these roles still matter in 2026? Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Do women still want a traditional man in 2026?
I'm going to be honest. I don't know, because it's kind of a mixed breed. I think it depends on who you ask. You do see some women are very pro their independence. They're coming into their own, or not even coming into, they found their own, and they don't want to be, what's the word? Confined to the rigidity of the dependent on a man for everything. They want their own. But then again, you do see some other women, if you go to other parts of the world, who are very much like, send me that person who is going to provide for me, that person who's going to take care of me. I will, step back. I'll be the domestic housewife that he needs. I'll be all that.
We should throw out a disclaimer. Warning, the things that come out of Michelle's mouth might get her flamed when the clips come out. You okay?
Maybe the person who does the clip shouldn't choose the clips that are so hurtful. Oh my God.
To our editor, be kind this week.
Be kind.
Because Michelle got flamed about 2 weeks ago. Man, they are still coming for your neck.
They are still doing that. Still doing that. The funny part is, now it is June, so that's like an applicable content anyway.
Part of what I'm hearing on my side of the house is that Men are tired. Men are tired of being the provider, leader, and protector because they feel like the respect isn't there and they're saying, for what? Why should I? What are your thoughts about that?
I think that maybe you're just not with the right person if that's how you're feeling. Like, if you don't have a problem with the action, but the problem that you have is with the disrespect, then I don't think you're with the right person.
Well, how do we get more of the right people out there? Because what I'm observing and what I'm seeing for people, for men that are struggling to find their right person, is that they're going out and the expectation is they're supposed to be like this. They're supposed to be like that. You are it is the man should do this, but the same accountability isn't being held to women.
I think I'm going like this is a hill that I'm willing to die on. I think men need to stop accepting behavior that they're not okay with.
Say more.
So, what I mean is, if you are not okay with being, you know, with being the provider in a relationship and then it turns into disrespect. So, again, you're fine with being the provider, you're just not okay with the disrespect. If you're not okay with it, then don't take it. Like, make that public that that is why you stepped away. Um, if you don't like the way that you're being treated about something, don't accept it. Don't accept that behavior. You do not have to accept it. And I say that to men and women, but you definitely don't need to accept that behavior. And I fear that because men let stuff slide and they don't call it out, like, okay, one, if you're not going to accept the behavior, don't accept it, but also call out the behavior. Like, this is why I feel this way, then you're just going to continue to get the same thing over and over again.
I think men have tried that. I think men have tried coming out and saying this is the behavior that we're seeing. Like, take away what you might see in the media, like the 80s and the 90s, the Uncle Luke's, all of that stuff. Take that away. I believe that men have tried to vocalize and say, hey, ladies, this is what we're looking, at. This is what we're looking for. Women are saying, okay, that's cool. And it's a two-part thing because men should, I'm going to say this. Men need to be who they need to be to attract the person that they're seeking.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm observing is that I think that in the marketplace, you do have more men who are what they are. I don't think you have as many of the ladies fulfilling their part of the equation. So it's just completely imbalanced right now.
Give me an example.
Hmm. I think that when you look at how the Pareto principle applies to the dating market, for the 80% of women that are looking at the top 20% of guys, the other people that are outside of that 20% still meet a standard that applies to having the values of being a provider, protector, and a leader. But because they're missing the one thing, or because they aren't 6 foot, like this is just me throwing out the hyperboles of things. Those guys are getting excluded when they do have all of the things or they have a good bit of the things that the marketplace is talking about, but because they're not in that top 20%, that 21 through 60% that are still good, that still qualify by most regular standards, if you will, are still being, overlooked by 80% of the other people that are out there on the marketplace seeking, wanting, but they're just excluding them altogether. So it creates this imbalance where guys, people are going, especially those that have had the ability to travel. Some people feel like it's a problem just here in the West only, and that when you travel out east or go to other places, that you don't get that same level of you have to be this way in order to get a standard attraction uh, out of somebody. You don't get conditional femininity from people out east the way that you do out here in the West.
And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we did hit a part where, women were taught to stand for their own, that we could be more than just, you know, this powerhouse in the kitchen and in the home and in the bedroom and stuff like that. Like, we were told that we could have a mind, we could have a vision. If you look at it now, Black women are the most educated demographic in the United States. So somewhere along the line, women found their voice and they started standing for things. And I would say the same thing for men. You have to stand for what you believe and don't accept less than that. So if you don't want, if you don't want a certain type of behavior, then don't accept it. Like, don't entertain it at all. Give it absolutely no attention. Like, starve the hell out of that sucker so that it doesn't continue to come your way, and eventually it won't thrive. Think about it as with any product on a retail shelf. If no one buys that product, guess what? The company is going to discontinue it. They will no longer sell it. They're not going to continue to make a product that is not making them any money. Likewise, if you continue to starve attention that you feel is undesirable and you don't want it to thrive in the marketplace, it's not going to thrive in the marketplace. But you have to completely starve it. And I think that's the issue. Like, some people will starve it, other people will feed it.
And that's going to be difficult because the people that do feed it, their give a damn meter is going to be zero because they're like, well, this doesn't matter to me because I'm not seeking. I'm gonna just throw I'm not seeking monogamy. I want to go out here, be Leonardo DiCaprio, live my best life. So to the people that will accept what I'm offering, come on over here. But that right there, you're going to have that 1% of man that is going to live that life, feed into that, to where I think that the average person on the opposite side is going to see other people that they know going, temporarily for now, I'll accept what that man's offering because this is what I'm going to get out of it. And then it's going to have like a trickle over effect. I'm not even going to say trickle down, a washover effect of the people that are right next to that person, because they're seeing that, oh, if that worked for so and so, at least on a temporary basis, I'll make that work too. But then the other side of that is that men that are trying to be honest about what they want are going to see the ladies react to the 1% guy that's going to be the Leonardo DiCaprio that's going to use and discard. And then they go, why should I be honest too?
Yeah.
So it's just a whole cascading effect of people making bad decisions or accepting bad behavior, or I'm not going to classify because I'm not judging those that do what they do. But don't come complaining about the marketplace being jacked up when you're contributing to the behavior that you don't want.
And I think that's the biggest thing on both sides. You can't complain about it if you are continuing to feed into it and to buy into what's happening. You can't complain about it. You can't have an issue with it. Like, you have no room for that.
Let's see if we got any comments here to highlight before we
Sure.
continue. Shout out to Tarika in the building. She said that she agreed with you, Queen, and also said being a provider is not just about financial. Say more about that, Tarika. For you, what does being a provider mean? And while you put that out there, let's see what we got on WTF Nation Radio. We got Wayne Adjuton's in the building. We also got
Wayne.
Holly Leanne said that chivalry is best. What is chivalry?
Chivalry is when your partner is bleeding profusely from their hands and you open every single door, make sure that they're cared for, and you do the best to provide for them.
Is chivalry only a trait that a man can have? Can women be chivalrous?
Um, I honestly don't know by the definition. That is, I'll be honest, I've only heard it referred to from men. So chivalry is a medieval moral and social code that combined a warrior ethos, knightly piety, and courtly manners. Today, the term refers to the expression of honorable, polite, and generous behavior, especially showing courtesy and respect from men toward women.
Okay.
So I think so. I think that is definitely something that we only see in one way.
One of the pillars that we've also highlighted for the title of this stream is leadership. What does it mean to lead a relationship in your words?
I think to lead a relationship, it means that you are, because I love a metaphor, you are the captain of the ship. You are the person who is in charge, navigating and steering the direction in which the relationship will go and how it will be perceived. You are the thermostat of the relationship. You're not the thermometer, you are the thermostat. So you're the one who sets the temperature, you're the one who dictates how things will flow within that particular relationship. You define what will be accepted and what will not be accepted in that relationship. And standardly, when we look at a heterosexual relationship, what we typically see is that the man is the person who is the leader in that relationship.
One of our most watched clips, or I'll probably say just top 10, is me talking about the happy wife, happy life thing. That saying is so stupid, in my opinion. I can't stand it. And Wayne Edgerton said, happy wife equals happy life. I've never heard the opposite of that either. And it is so true. I have heard a version like happy spouse, happy house, which implies, all parties in that, not just one of the genders. But like, think about this though. Think about this. The saying has some validity to it.
It does, because especially if you flip it, if you rotate it and say unhappy wife, unhappy life, that is true.
Yes.
We can agree that that part is true. We can agree that unhappy wife will mean unhappy life, but are we saying that only the wife should be happy in the relationship in order for it to be a happy relationship?
That part.
And that part I disagree with, because there are two people in the relationship.
Correct.
So I can subscribe to happy spouse, happy house, because it should be that both of them are thriving, both of them are happy in order for the relationship to thrive. But again, unhappy wife, unhappy life. I will agree to that.
Can a relationship have two leaders?
I don't think anything can have two leaders.
Why?
Because one is like, you have one person who is designated to do a certain thing. Someone has to come first. Again, love a good metaphor. Look at twin births. Typically, one is going to come before the other. You don't have two babies coming out at the same time. One comes out before the other, whether it's a second earlier or whether it is like a day earlier, because I have twins who were born in 2 different days. Someone's going to come first. And that's what I think of when I think of a leader. Someone has to be the one to do this, the one that you default to, the one that you listen to. There can only be one for that.
Like Highlander, there can be only one. Shout out to Paul. Paul's in the building. Said,
Hey,
greetings
Paul.
all. Michelle, hope you are feeling better. And it has like a Vulcan hand emoji. So that is dope. Hey, Paul, appreciate you tuning in. Who's the leader in this relationship?
You.
If this relationship fails, is it because of me as the leader? You
I almost did.
You
I almost did it. Like, nope, here we go. Here we go. No, you were 100% the leader. You're the leader of this household. You're the leader of this relationship. That is something that I have absolutely no problem giving you the crown to be able to do that. That's on you. However, well, not however, and I also do that
You
coming
were
from
quick on that, however,
and then I
quick on the
retracted.
take back.
Yeah. Yet when I say that you are the leader, we also understand that the leader in any situation in life is also the person who bears the most responsibility for things. You are the person, a good leader will share the praise, but a good leader will also take the criticism themselves. So respectfully, if something happens, it ain't me, it's you, because you the leader. Like, you supposed to lead this ship, Captain. Why you take the crown off? Nah, homie, wear the crown. You in charge of this. This on you.
Fellas, do you agree with that statement or disagree? And if you disagree, why? Why? Because I'm going to say that it is everything that you said. I had to actually realize something that I needed to do during these first 31 days of us living together.
What's that?
I had to step up about certain things.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah,
What you have to step out about?
No, quite frankly, right? When we had our arrangement for our cohabitation agreement, which if you're new to us, we have a written down cohabitation agreement that
Been
we
notarized
went and
and
got
everything.
notarized before we moved in together. If I'm going to be the one that is okay, leader in the relationship, it's not about being a dictator. It's not about my rules, my way. A lot of that I had to understand is just about being in service of others. Part of that means, for example, part of what we had a disagreement about, it, it was it was something that I didn't account for that was important to me, right? And at the end of the day, I did make a unilateral decision on something that I felt as though, okay, I'm hearing what you're saying for what you're giving into this. And in order to bring harmony into the house, then this is what is going to happen. And that's it. But when I made that decision, I didn't include you in on that one.
You surely did not.
Looking back at that, I'm not saying that it was wrong.
But it wasn't right.
Because I could see another scenario where a very similar thing would happen and I would make the same choices in life. I'm also accepting that there is going to come with some heartache with that too, and I'm okay with that. Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Again, why I'm so readily giving it to you. You can bear that responsibility. I'm good. I don't want to bear it.
So what happens then when we have a disagreement, but something needs to occur, like a decision needs to be made, but we're disagreeing on how it gets implemented? How should people get through that? What's your recommendation?
To be honest, we're about to find that out this week ourselves. That is something that we're venturing into, and we're going to find out. But I think at the end of the day, you have to listen to both parties. You have to be willing to, here's a word I know you love so much. You have to be willing to compromise. Like, there has to be a middle ground. And if there's no middle ground between you and your partner, then that's problematic. There has to be a middle. Like, just look at, again, metaphor. Look at how we're seated and positioned. There is a middle place in between us. And if you and your partner are having a disagreement and you can't find that middle place to meet in between you two, then that's very telling and very problematic for your entire relationship. You have to be able to meet somewhere. You have to be willing to, excuse me, not give up on your beliefs, but be willing to hear the other person and to hear where they're coming from. And this is for both sides. It shouldn't be where the man is giving more and coming further, and it shouldn't be where the woman is coming further, but there has to be a middle ground. That's one of the things I love about math. It's very, very specific. So if I take the number 13 and you have the number 27, right? There is a middle ground in between the two of us. There's always going to be something that's in the middle. And I think that that's something that we need to always clearly be able to find in a relationship, find that middle ground.
And when you can't find the middle ground?
It might symbolize the beginning of the end, probably.
Interesting. We have a couple of comments that I want to highlight here. Wayne Anderson said, King needs some robes and Michelle needs a queenly outfit too for the show. That would be awesome.
Please do not give him ideas because he does have an outfit, but then he'll be all up on Amazon ordering something for me to wear to be able to don.
One day, I would love to do that. Tarika already says queen. Might as well just make it happen. Appreciate the idea. And to our most recent discussion said that I would call that the gray area. That middle area would be the gray area.
So what happens in the gray area, Wayne? Like how do you move forward in the gray area? In your opinion, how does one move forward when they are in the gray area with their partner?
Tarika did provide an answer for the question that we had. So let's read this. A provider emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. A man is there when his woman is emotionally, mentally, physically, or spiritually drained. He supports her through the ups and downs. The man is the leader, the head of the home / house. Paul, to an earlier comment, said, but do you think a happy wife naturally desires to nurture and please her husband? And then a second question, are women naturally nurturing when they're good mentally? I'm going to actually give my observation to the second part of that. So, in my opinion, I'm going to speak about you, actually. When you're in your best mood
and not injured,
you are the most nurturing, caring person that I have ever met in my entire life.
Aww.
And by being in that mood, it does elevate me and my desires to ensure that you're taken care of. So it's like it's this cyclical thing that occurs. But I think it's cyclical starting from me, and this is internal with us.
Okay.
Meaning when I'm doing what I'm supposed to do for you, you give me your best.
Okay.
And in turn, when I see you give me your best, I give you my best. But I think it does have to start with me. I don't think it would start with you.
Because you're the leader.
However, let me ask you this. Can you bring me up? If I'm having a down time, can you bring me up?
In theory, I should be able to, but respectfully, there are some, because you are the one who wears the crown, there are some things that you're going to endure that are going to be too heavy for me to try to endure for you or to even help lift you up while you are holding. Does that make sense? So it's the desire to help you up may be there, but the actual ability may not.
I am wondering what Paul would say about that one.
Because so Paul, as I say that, like I'm thinking literally, right? If King were to do like a trust fall, right? So he's standing in front of me, he does a trust fall and he falls into my arms. King as himself, yes, I can catch him, I can hold him up in that moment. I'll catch him. We gonna pray about that. But if King is also holding a 50-pound weight in his hand and he does that trust fall, I may not be able to hold him. I may have to decide, am I going to hold him or the situation? So I can take the situation off. I can take that 50-pound weight off of his hands and do something with it so that he's no longer carrying it, or I can attempt to hold him up while he's still holding that 50-pound weight, but me holding him and that 50-pound weight is not going to work. So when you ask that question, I'm thinking literally, I cannot sustain both of you, but I can either take the weight off your hands and handle that, or I can hold on to you as you're doing that. So that's the best I can do, but I can't necessarily sustain both of you.
Paul, to an earlier thing, said, my wife and I strongly believe in delegation.
So that reminds me of what Holly said. Go ahead.
There are things that she has and things that I have, and we do not question it. I.e., and he put this in all capitals, stay in your lane. Or he said yours, stay in your lane.
So Holly said something like, what do you do when you're in, like, I guess responding to the earlier question that I was asking of Wayne, like, what do you do when you're in the gray area? Holly said, flip a coin. You know what?
I can't do that.
Let me tell you why I'm not mad at that idea.
Oh.
So here's the thing. I feel like if you're going to do what Holly said, which is to like flip a coin in that situation, I think you have to have preceding conversations with your partner.
Ooh, I think I know where you're going.
That says that if we reach this point where like we cannot decide, we need some type of tiebreaker, whether the tiebreaker is a person or an inanimate object like a coin. We need something that is going to break this tie for us. And I think there are some relationships where people do that. They're like, you know, we can't decide what it's going to be. So, you know, we're going to involve the kids and let the kids make the decision. Like, invite them into the whole conversation, let them make the decision, and we'll go with what they say. Or some people are like, okay, well, then if we really can't find a middle ground, then we'll take this to a therapist and we'll let the therapist, you know, kind of help guide us into what's best. Or sometimes they'll go to a mutual friend that they both know and that they both have equal ties to, and bring it to the friend and have the friend decide. Or flip a coin. Put it in a spinner, like put the options in a spinner and see what the automatic spinner decides. But whatever the method is, you are essentially letting someone else make the decision on what to do other than the two of you, because you feel like the two of you have already put forth your opinions and everything like that, and that there isn't going to be a middle ground for you. So you're letting someone else take that responsibility. Holly's just saying, let that thing be a coin. And I don't disagree with that.
We have a name on Twitch that we hadn't seen in a minute. Shout out to Boken Brogan. Said, man,
hey,
good
stranger.
to see you guys. It's been a minute. I looked down, I was like, oh, snap.
Have we seen you in 2026? Welcome back.
Welcome back.
I feel like singing the Welcome Back Cotter song. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. I can't snap with my left hand, so yeah.
Paul said a wife is a helpmate.
Thank you.
But there are things even she can't carry.
Exactly. That is true.
You could have a few heavy ones or a ton of smaller stones, but they weigh the same. What bag would you choose? It doesn't matter if the weight's the same.
Yeah, if the weight's the same, the weight's the same.
Like one big stone that weighs 500 pounds, or one bag of stones that has a lot of stones that weigh 500 pounds. I mean, if we're talking how are we going to handle the burden afterwards, I think I would still take the bag of smaller stones and just work on getting rid of those smaller stones instead of trying to chip away at the one big stone.
It's funny because, again, I took this literally, and I'm like, if you have two things that are of equal weight, I think about the handle position. So if you give me one big rock that's 500 pounds, I'm not going to opt to carry it. But if you give me like a bag with a handle and it has 500 pounds worth of weight, I'll take that because that's easier to carry. It's easier to drag along. Again, like I need to stop going literal.
All right, let's see. Question out there for the people, and then we're going to go to the next thing. Ouch. Can a woman respect a man she constantly has to lead? That's not a question for us. It's a question for the people.
Can a woman respect a man that she constantly has to lead?
Yeah.
That's for y'all to answer.
Holly said, or you could go rock, paper, scissors. Have we done rock, paper, scissors? Like, we've done rock, paper, scissors on, I don't think we've done rock, paper, scissors on anything.
First of all,
like,
you don't even call it rock, paper, scissors. Holly said it correctly. She said rock, paper, scissors. That's not how you say it.
Wait, paper, scissors, rock is
That's
the right
how
way,
you,
though.
that's not. Rock, paper, scissors is the correct way.
Paper, scissors, rock. And is it paper, scissors, rock and you do it? Or you go rock, paper, scissors, shoot?
It's rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Y'all are backwards, man.
First of
all y'all are backwards.
All of us can't be wrong.
Well, we talked about it a little bit earlier, and Tarika gave a little bit extra about the provider. What about the protector piece? I believe that all parties in a healthy relationship have some form of protection. I think you protect me from myself. I'll say it.
I surely do.
I'll say it.
And it's a job. It's a full-time job.
You protect me from myself. It also, should I even say this? Nope, not going to say that.
I don't even know what that was. But y'all, seriously, protecting him from himself is a full-time job. Full-time.
Do you think that, is that something that you feel like you signed up for when you really got to know me? Like, or not signed up for, that you accepted? Because, like,
I feel like accepted in this sense is kind of given like a negative connotation, and I don't want it to do that. What I understood when we entered a relationship is that we are there to protect one another, and that you protecting me is going to look one way. Literally, like, you protecting me can look this way, it can look that way. If you're physically protecting me, it can look this way. If you are emotionally protecting me, it can look this way. If you're protecting me from myself, it can look like, Michelle, no, you can't get what's in your Amazon cart. Like, it could be various things. And I also took into consideration that because we're protecting each other, because in protecting each other, we're protecting our relationship, I understood that there was going to be a level of protection for you. Except, again, in my mind, sounds like a bad thing. So I understood that there were just things to do.
I get you. Allow me to expand on why I chose the word accept.
Okay.
I think that it does come a point where you have in aviation, which I was a prior enlisted aviation, you have what's called a go, no go.
Mm-hmm.
And at that decision, the pilot in command has to make the decision on, are all of the factors for takeoff positive so that we can make this takeoff safely. Mm-hmm. And that's called the go, no go decision. And there are a lot of things going on during the takeoff phase that if one thing gets jacked up, it could mean catastrophic things, life, loss of equipment, things like that, if something bad happens during that go, no go phase. I think that in a relationship, that surface level stuff, like it's like, ooh, that person fine, they got the right attitude and things like that, but let me get to know them a little bit more. Then you go, I might have to protect this person from himself. Do I have the capacity and the energy to want to do that? The love to want to do that?
See, I like how you switched it there. The love to want to do it, because sometimes love can expand your capacity to do things that you may not have been able to do before. I think love can drive that.
Like, let's talk about it, y'all. I got shocked on Mother's Day by my defibrillator. Part of that protection from myself is the activity that I was doing that caused me to get shocked. Michelle was like, and she don't curse.
I don't.
I think you might have been close when I brought up the idea, and you probably had a HE double hockey stick no in your mind. You are not doing that. Now, I did press, and we found a solution that was acceptable.
Yeah, you did what you wanted to do. That was the acceptable solution. You did what you wanted to do.
Once I was cleared.
Yeah, you specifically, like, we discussed it, and then King was like, oh, I'm going to do what I want to do. So I'm going to reach out to my physician and see what my physician says. Oh, my physician said I'm good to do it. Michelle, like, I know you have your opinions and I know you have a reason for having those opinions, but my physician said I'm good to go. So I'm going to do it. I already signed. Excuse me. Not even I'm going to do it. I already signed up.
But here's the thing. If you hadn't given your thoughts about it, I wouldn't have even gone that far. Like, I wouldn't have gone to talk to the physician to see if I was clear first. I just would have signed up. Now, had my physician been like, nope, I wouldn't have done it. But that idea, the thought to even check with my physician, came from you. So thank you. My bad.
He's trying to kill me. He's trying to kill me.
Let's see. Paul said, King, look, if you're going for a 500-pound bench, even I can't help you. I've seen where women who make much more than their husbands lose respect for the men that they're with. But that must change as women advance, just as men who make more should respect their women. And that's something that we can end the live stream on. Because, Paul, the title that you're watching on is incorrect. The title should be Provide, Protect, Lead. Do women really care for this stuff in 2026? So that's the main crux of what we're talking about. But I think a lot of those values and things, because I think those are values, right?
Mhm.
To protect, to lead, to provide. If you're looking at it how things are now, I know of several people that the lady in the relationship makes more. If you make, I want you to make more money than me.
Look, I want me to make more money.
Please and thank you.
Not even necessarily more than you, just more.
Let's make this happen. If you make more money than me, oh, I am bravo. Like, that doesn't make me feel any less because you would make more money than me. No, I'm encouraging this. How can we make this happen? Now, where I have seen it fail is that, like Paul mentioned, it seemed like over time, ladies are worse at this than guys are, but they will then use that financial thing and throw it during an argument back into the person's face to disrespect, to put shade on them, to, throw some type of a disrespect out there. It's like, wait, why are you even bringing up, that when the crux of what we're getting through, the person we're having a disagreement about or argument about is this thing. Where did that come from? Okay, so you're trying to hurt me, by bringing up something that you think would hurt me.
I do want to highlight something that Wayne said, because Wayne, I don't want you to think we didn't see it. King and I do believe in safe words. The issue is our memory does not believe in those safe words. So when we first got together, we came up with a safe word. Neither one of us could tell you what that safe word is right now.
I even think we've tried creating an alternative safe word and don't remember
First
what
of all,
that
I don't even remember that conversation.
Yes.
Like, I don't even remember that conversation.
Well,
so
when we were trying to remember what the safe word was, we were like, oh, we ain't gonna figure this out.
we came up with another one?
We did. And we don't remember what that one is either. We should write this stuff
Baby,
down.
I don't even remember that we had that conversation.
Yes, ma'am.
So, yes, Paul, yes, Wayne, we definitely believe in safe words. Unfortunately, we can't remember them. Like, this is really bad.
We are coming up at the end.
We are.
This was quick.
It was. I do want to just put this out there so that, for our editor, when they're clipping things, I do look at you as the provider for the earthly things that I need. And I make that distinction because I do look at God as my heavenly Father, and He is the ultimate provider for me. I also believe He provided me with you. So He really is like full circling this. I do also look at you as my protector. So like this past weekend, you were gone, but you had already instilled things in our home that allowed me to feel safe and allow me to feel like I will be okay, because we are in a new place. We've only been here for a month, and as quiet as everything is, there's still that level of like thought, because I'm from Baltimore City. Like, there are just certain things that my mind is like ingrained to think when it comes to a neighborhood. But you have installed things in this home that allows me to feel safe and allows me to feel comforted. So I felt like I was still protected by you, even though you weren't physically here.
Mm-hmm.
And then as far as leader, yeah, that's you, boo.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna hit you like Skeletor. This I command. or no. The next time that we have a disagreement, I'm just gonna shut up. I'm gonna put this on like this, and I'm going to say, I decree that this is how this is going. Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the King and Me show. To the people that commented, hey, thank y'all.
Thank you.
Y'all make the show fun and engaging. If you have a comment and you're watching this on the replay, or if you're listening to this on audio, shoot us an email at the King and Me show at gmail.com. Also, first newsletter came out to the people that have signed up for our newsletter. The next newsletter is going to come out at the end of this month. We're going to have our first giveaway. Actually, technically the second giveaway.
Yeah.
Our second giveaway, but the first one that's going to come from the newsletter. So if you want to know how to be eligible for that giveaway, go to our website, thekingandmeshow.com, click sign up for our newsletter. That way you will get the newsletter once it is published at the end of this month.
So, Susan, I love you, and I see your comment. I think you see, and maybe it's because, we're women, we bond, but I think you see a very positive image of me, and you don't understand the things that he has to put up with from me. So just really quickly, I'll tell it in less than 60 seconds.
Actually, we can extend a little bit. Ice isn't on tonight, so we can go. We can go, or I could end. Well, yeah, we can go a little bit.
So number one, because of the way that I was brought up, the home that I grew up in Baltimore, and the undesired attention that happened in that home, I don't believe in leaving dishes in the sink. So my expectation, and I'm saying expectation for a reason, my expectation is that by the time I'm ready to go to sleep, all the dishes are cleared from the sink. I've used the dishwasher, and we've been here for a month. I've used the dishwasher once. I hand wash every dish that we use. And I believe in having dishes washed before you go to sleep. Every single dish. I also believe we have 2.5 bathrooms here, which means that we have 3 toilets. I believe that all toilet seats should be down. The seat should be down, the lid should be down, and the door to the bathroom should be open to allow for ventilation and allow for positive smells to be able to reach every single corner of the home. I believe that blinds should be open, our bed should be made, and that the comforter is a certain way. I have things that I need to be just so in order for me to be able to function. And that's partially the ADHD. That's also partially the OCD. Things need to be just right. And he has had to adjust to that. And I know that that is not easy for him. So y'all may see this put together person here, but he is getting the real deal. So it may not be, it may not be as bad. And yes, I love how you ain't listening to a single thing that I say.
I was.
Yet I'm the one with diagnosed ADHD.
I was listening.
You weren't.
I had to check to see if Ice, I had to double check to make sure that we don't need to go over it, and that Ice was indeed having a show. Everybody said, busted.
Mm-hmm.
Better trash talk. Come on now. You're supposed to be on my side. But no. What she said is true, and even some of my friends have joked around that Michelle must be a saint to put up with me, actually, because I know I'm quirky and I have things. Anyway,
we gotta go because apparently there is another show coming up after us. But thank you all so much for tuning in. We will see you again next week when King is gonna give me his undivided attention.
Yes.
All right. See y'all.
Love you, Matt.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.